Welcome back. Your time is 5:47. You're on the final furlong with me, Martin Daubney, here on GB News. Now, the anti-Sir Starmer parody song "Freezing This Christmas" by Sir Starmer and the Granny Harmers has fantastically reached this year's top 40. Now, the song, penned by Chris Middleton and Dean Ager, it criticises the Prime Minister's decision to cut the winter fuel payments for millions of pensioners. And let's give you a reminder once more of this festival.
Freezing this Christmas while Keir Starmer's warm.
Now, for some strange reason, I can't think what, its rise to the top of the charts isn't being celebrated by the BBC as they refuse to play the song. So earlier on today, I thought I'd play it to them instead.
Well, I'm here today, Emily and Tom, because the Bar Humbug Broadcasting Corporation are refusing to play this song if it gets to number one. It currently is top of the download charts. As you said, it's top of the iTunes charts. I spoke to creator Chris Middleton this morning. By the way, he's coming on my show today at 5:40 p.m. He's got everything crossed that it will be number one. They've raised a staggering £34,000 in donations on their Just Giving page. Every penny of that is going to pensioners this winter. The entire thing is meant to be a protest song, but also it's good-spirited. This lot have completely lost their sense of humour. Do you remember in 1977 they refused to play God Save the Queen by the Sex Pistols when that got to number one? Too spicy. They refused to play Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood because that was too spicy. They're doing it again, and guess what? The Streisand effect. If you ban something, guess what? People want it more and more and more. And we've brought a speaker along to make sure that these mealy-mouthed Christmas killjoys are going to hear this song. Should we give them a blast now? Let's
Absolutely.
I've got no place to go. It'll be freezing this Christmas without you at home.
Well, the staff at the BBC, they absolutely loved it. They were waving to us out the window. Well, I think it was a wave. I couldn't make out their hand gestures. But let's talk now to the creator and the songwriter of Freezing This Christmas by Sir Starmer and the Granny Harmers, Chris Middleton, who joins us now on the show. Chris, you've certainly galvanised the nation. There's been huge amount of support for your song. So the chart, I believe, has just been read out. The number one has been read out, has it? And where did you make the top of the charts? Where did you get to, Chris?
Yes, well, unfortunately, we didn't quite make it to Christmas number one, but we did make it into the charts, into the top 40. We were 37th in the charts, meaning that the BBC did have to mention us. And they did mention us. They did say the song name, they did say the band name, but we didn't get a play out, unfortunately, which would have been a nice way to end all this, wouldn't it?
Now, I know it would have been an uphill struggle to get a song to number one. Bear in mind that even when it made the top of the global chart last week, I believe, they wouldn't even read out the name of the artist. They wouldn't read out the name of the song. They wouldn't play any parts that referred to the subject matter. So the entire establishment had been stacked against you, Chris Middleton. But what's happened, I think, is something special and something tremendous. And let's face it, making the top 40 at Christmas is a huge achievement. I know I've been speaking to you over these past few weeks, and you didn't expect to ever get to number one, but I think you should be very, very proud of yourself because you've got people talking about a serious topic. What's the feedback been all along? Tell us about your journey.
Yeah, absolutely. As you say, it was never in my mind to even get 1 million views, let alone be in the charts, let alone topping some charts. The whole, it's all just been really, really crazy. But it just shows you, I think, how much the songs resonated with people, the message of it, how much sort of anger there is out there about the government. People wanted it to get to number one as a way to send a message. But even though it didn't get to number one, it still made it in the charts. We still got in the news. We made a big song and dance about it, and this was an issue that Labour had brought in the summer, just after they got into power, and they kind of tried to sweep it under the rug. So I think we kind of brought it back into the public consciousness a little bit. We may not have got them to change their mind, but we've certainly ridiculed them. We've certainly, hopefully, embarrassed them publicly, and I think that's why a lot of people got behind it. So thank you to everyone for getting us to 37th. It's absolutely unbelievable to me that we even got that far. Thank you all for your support. It's just been unbelievable.
And Chris Middleton, of course, you had a Just Giving fundraising page. This was all about raising awareness and it was about raising money. What's the current scores on the doors? How much longer have you raised for pensioners?
Well, Martin, my initial fundraiser was set up for £5,000, and even at the time I thought, God, this is going to look stupid when it gets about £150. But now we've raised over £40,000. The new target is 50,000. Thank you. It's unbelievable, really. The new target's 50,000, and I'm going to keep it open till Christmas. Hopefully, we can make up the difference before then. I think that would just be a nice bow on all of it.
And Chris, it's worth pointing out, I mean, for starters, well done, mate. You know, you're a real outsider. You basically had this idea when you're walking about. Of course, it's a parody of Mud's Lonely This Christmas, and even the original band members like your version, don't they? Called it cool.
Yes, Rob Davis, the guitarist from Mud, he called it cool. He liked it, which is good to know that I won't be getting sued anytime soon, hopefully. Which you never know with these things. But, you know, it's all for charity. I'm getting no personal gain from this. It was all done in lighthearted fun, and I think most people have seen that. So, yeah, once again, just thank you to everyone for the support and just helping us shine light on this issue. One thing, we may not have got to number one, but from the messages I've received, hundreds, if not thousands now, pensioners out there now know that people support them, even if the government doesn't. And I think that's the most important thing.
You know, I think that is absolutely bang on. I think it has brought people together around the central point. It's brought pensioners together. It's brought a lot of people who really care about them, care about our most vulnerable time at Christmas. That's what the message is. I think it's a wonderful triumph. You know, 37, I think, is a huge achievement. And I always said I was going to raise a glass to you, Chris Middleton, and I'm going to do that right now. Oh, that tastes good.
Funnily enough, I've also got a Negroni here, so...
There you go, mate. Super. So look, enjoy that drink. Well done, Chris Middleton. A tremendous achievement. Thank you for what you're doing. Have a great Christmas.